Hi everyone. Today I wanted to talk about how to do one of the reciprocal teaching activities that I have available. So first of all, I made these activities because especially during COVID and the time after COVID, a lot of kids kind of lost the skill of interacting with each other. So I wanted to design an activity that didn't involve kids just answering questions on their own, but one where they were actually interacting with each other so that we could practice those positive interaction skills. So how the activity is set up is that person A is going to have a set of questions that they're going to answer. Person B also has a set of questions they're going to answer. But rather than actually writing it, it's a discussion activity. So on the back of person B's paper, they've got answers to help person A. So how it would start is person A is going to say, okay, how does the amount of microplastics in a fish tank affect the lifespan of a goldfish? I think it would be the amount of microplastics. Person B looks at their paper and says, you're right, good job. Then person A says, okay, well, I think the dependent variable would be goldfish. And person B says, they think to themselves, that's not the whole answer. So they're going to need to now prompt their friend and say, what about the goldfish? The goldfish itself is not a variable. That's not something that's changing, and it's called a dependent variable. So what are we going to actually measure about the goldfish? So then person A says, okay, well, is it the lifespan of the goldfish? How long they live? Person A says, yes, it's the lifespan of a goldfish. After person A has answered all four parts of the experiment about their question, then we switch jobs. And person B is going to now answer some questions about how do crickets respond to different temperatures? Okay, and then person A would act as the coach. The activity is set up so that if you pre-assess the kids and ask the students first, their skill set in identifying independent, dependent, controlled variables and control group, there's 3 different levels of questions. So level 1's going to be like fairly simple to control experiments where the IV and DV in the control group are pretty obvious. And then they get a little bit more complex, either experiments that have internal control groups or that are pretty hard to control because they're happening out in nature. Before we start the activity, I have kids brainstorm what does good coaching sound like, what does good coaching look like, and we also have a conversation about these are skills that are just making you a better human. Like, how do you communicate in a way that's effective and makes the other person feel supported and welcomed? So I have found good success with this style of activity with my students. If you're interested in finding more activities like that, please check out my Teachers Pay Teachers store, where there is a link in the description below. Bye-bye.